Today, I wanted to discuss the WordPress Gutenberg editor, commonly known as the block editor. The block editor replaced the classic editor in WordPress 5.0. The block editor does everything that the classic editor did, but to use the classic editor after WordPress 5.0, you need to add a classic editor plugin. You can then select your editor of choice for each of your edited pages. The classic editor was a text editor with formatting buttons like Microsoft Word. The block editor uses blocks, and that's why they call it the block editor. Blocks are content elements that you can add to the edit screen to create content layouts. You can add blocks for paragraphs, images, videos, galleries, audio, lists, buttons, columns, etc. The block editor is a simple way to add content. So let's take a look at how to use the block editor. And to do that, I'm going to first show you a page that I built with the block editor. And then we're going to build that page. So let me go to screen share here. And we will go to my page. And the first thing I wanted to show you here is that for each one of these pages that I built, it indicates which editor I used to build the page. It also here shows you an option to edit that page with either the block editor or the classic editor. So now let's go down here and look at a page that I built, the block editor demo. Load up here. Here's the page I built using the block editor, and you can see it has, I used several different block types to demo here. First, this is a cover block. Gives you an option to put an image with text. The same thing with just media with a caption. And then we have columns with media and text, and this is called a paragraph block. It's text. Followed by that, I added two blocks here, one using a classic editor and another one using a block editor to show you how to copy text. There's advantages and disadvantages of each. With the classic block, you can copy a piece of text intact. With the block editor, however, when you copy it, it will create a new block for each one of the paragraphs. So give you two options there. Then we have a media block with media and text, and this allows you to put in media with parallel text next to it. Following that, we have a table, and show you how to build that. Then we have a gallery. I'll show you how to build that along with the details around it. Then I've used a column block here to create columns where I can put in media and a paragraph or text adjacent to it. Following that, I have a straight paragraph block with some text. Then I have columns. I use columns to build a list and also a map, which is over here. And then down here, I built 4 columns to demonstrate how you can put in media, adjacent text, media, and adjacent text, or these are when I say text, those are paragraph blocks. Then I built buttons, and you can link these buttons to whatever URL you want to link them to. Then I showed two ways that you can add a shortcode. There's a shortcode block, as well as you can just use a paragraph block and put your shortcode in there. Then I used a form block to insert a form for your for the page. And then finally, I used an embedded block to insert a YouTube video. So that's pretty much what we're going to now go and build. And we'll do that by going back to our, and we're going to add a new page. You want to note here that the first block on every new page is a title. So we'll add a title here. Okay. And then the next block is always a paragraph block, so you can just begin typing. However, you can change that if you want something else. You can, any kind of block you want, you could put there. But let's put a little text here just to show you what this is. I wanted to show you also that you can change the size of this text. Over on the right-hand side, you'll notice that there is information pertaining to this particular block. And the text size you can adjust. Let's make this large so you can see what it is. The next thing, I want to show you something else here. First, you can select the block type several different ways. Here's a little X up in the upper left corner here that you can click that and it'll show you a list of all the blocks. If you over here in the text in the page here, you have another little block. You click that and it shows you 3 different ways you can select a block. If you know what the block is, you can just start typing the name and it'll bring up the block. These are commonly used blocks, and you can click that, or you can click Browse All, and you can get a list of all the available blocks. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a cover block. We'll just start cover, so VER, and brings up the cover block and gives us the opportunity here to upload an image or from whatever source you have or from your media library. I'm going to the library. I'm going to pick an image. I'm going to select that, and there it is. You can change the size of that image just by dragging a little bit. Let's get all these guys in here. And then you have an option. You can just write some text in here. Again, you can change the size of that text by going to the right column over here and changing the size of it. Let's leave it as large. And that's, there that is. Let's try doing the same thing, only use a media block. And we can just go I'm sorry, we're going to use an image block, just straight image block. Again, we have the option to upload a image or go to the library and get it. Let's get that same image that we selected before. And same image, and we have the option here to change the size of that. So let's make it the same size as the other one. And then you can add a caption below right here. Oops. Now let's do that same thing one other way. And this time we're going to use columns. And we're going to create, use a column block here. We're going to select 2 columns. And in the first column, we're going to add an image. So we use an image block. We'll go to our media library again. We'll select our same image. We'll select that. And there it is. And then next to it, let's use a paragraph block, and we'll write some text. Again, let's change the size of that, make some large text. So there's three ways you can do that. The next thing I wanted to do is copy some text. We're going to use a paragraph block here, and we're going to go and copy some text. I just have it here in a Word document. We're going to just copy that. And we're going to paste it using a paragraph block. Another way to do that is we can use a classic block. A classic block. And we're going to paste that again. And there's another way to do that using a classic block. Okay. The next thing I want to do is show you how to use a media and text block. So let's select a block here. We'll say media and text. And that gives you the ability to put in an image with text adjacent to it. We'll go to our media library again. Let's select this image. And there it is. You can also change the size of that if you want to change it. And then we're going to put content, which is an automatic, it's a paragraph block. And we'll just say, there we go. So there's a media with text adjacent to it. Next, let's build a table. So here again, here's a commonly used block. We'll just use the table. And it gives you the option here to build a table with however many columns you want and however many rows you want. So we can create a table. On the right-hand side, you have options for the table. You can have fixed width cells. Let's do that. We can have a header, and you can have a footer. Let's get rid of the footer. And then you can change the color of your table. You can have a gray one, a green one, a blue one, a pink one, or just a clear one. Okay, let's leave it green. And then you can enter your header. You can say like destination, cost, travelers, whatever. Okay, that's just how easy it is to do that. And then you can just add your data, okay? And you can also write a caption down here. It'd be better if it was in the top, but here it is. Okay, next, let's build a gallery. Show you how to do that. Select the gallery block. We'll go through our media library again and select some images. I'm going to go to my speaker file here, and let's add a image, okay? There's the first image. Let's go back to our library. Let's add another person. And let's go and add another person. Oops. And now let's add another person. And let's add one more. Give you a little.
Call from unavailable.
Okay, let's show you here now. We have 5 images in our gallery. You can control how many images you want on a row just by clicking on the button on the right or sliding the bar. And there we have now our 5 images all in one row, okay? You can, for each one of these also, you can write a caption. We have one here. You can move the images just by clicking the button on the side here. You can move them around to whatever position you want them in your gallery. You can add a link by clicking this button here, a link button, and just type in your URL, and that will give you a link at the base of your image. There's a problem here with WordPress in that if you put the URL here, when you publish your page, the only way you can go to that link is by clicking the bottom of the image. Clicking the upper portion of the image will not work. So there's a solution to that. It's called a gallery customs links plugin. And by using that plugin, then you can enter the URL and click on the image and go there. I'll show you how to do that later. Okay, but there's a basic gallery. Okay. Next, let's show you how to use columns a little bit more. Here, let's use 2 columns again. The first one will make an image. We'll go and to our media library, get an image, and let's pick this guy. And we can, again, we can resize that image if you think that's bigger than you want. Just click him and pull him up a little bit. And then in our next block, we're going to call that a paragraph block, and we can write some text. Got fat fingers here. You notice I made an error. I hit that bold button because another thing I didn't tell you, you have different options on this page or on this bar, what you can do with your block. Okay, but anyway, there's a demo of how you put an image and some text next to each other using columns. Next, we're going to, come on. Next, we'll use another column block, or I'm sorry, we're going to use we'll use a paragraph block here and write some text. We'll say, okay, and then below that, let's add another column, use another column block, 2 columns again. And the first column, we're going to put a list block, and that will to show you how a list works. So let's put some times in here. Let's say like and then we'll do 12. Let's see. And then let's see, 1. Okay, there's a list. Now let's show you how to get there by inserting a map block. I just happen to have one built for this. It's a map Google block, and just by clicking it there, I already have the map built. It'll show up right there. There's your map. Now I wanted to show you another way to use columns because they're pretty versatile. You can have up to 6 columns on a row. We're going to use 4. So you start by, let's get rid of that block. Remove that block. And I'm having a little problem here. Bear with me. Come on. Okay, finally here. Okay. Now we're going to use columns, demo the number of columns you can use. First of all, you get 2 columns. And if you want to expand that, you can just add another column block and make 2 more there. You can add another column block and add 2 more there, and you have 4 columns. You could do 1 more time and you could have 6. Here, let's use a media block or an image block, and we'll put in an image there. Go to our library again. We'll just get an image and pick one here. Put an image of that block. Now let's go over to this block, put another image in this block. Go to our library and select another image. And then in this second block, let's do a paragraph block here. And we can type text. Over here, let's do another paragraph block, and we can say and let's move that back up a ways. Don't like that. Let's just back that up. Okay, there we go. Next, I wanted to show you how to build buttons. I have a little problem here. I have a button block. And on the side, on the right side, it gives you options for how you want to build your buttons. You can have a button with that's got color fill, or you can just have an outline. Let's do a fill, because then you have color settings also for the color of the text you want to use, and also for the background color of the block. Or the button. Let's make this one a red one, and we'll add text, and we'll just call it a button. Oops. Want to add another button? Just click the box, and let's make this one still a white text, and for the background, let's make it green. Okay, and let's type some text into that one. There you go. So there's buttons. Next thing I wanted to show you is how to add shortcode. We have a shortcode block. There's a shortcode, and it's simple. You just type in your shortcode and you got it. There's another way you can do that by using a paragraph block. And with this one, you just enter your short code in the middle of the block and you have it. It's there. Next thing I want to show you is how to add a form. And we have a forms block. Oops. WordPress forms block. You just go in there. If you have your form built, you just select your form. I just happen to have a contact form and I put that in there and there it is. It's that easy. And finally, I wanted to show you how to do embeds. Let's do an embed. And what I want to do is add a YouTube video. In order to do that, we just add our address. And I just happen to have one over here someplace. We'll copy this address. And we'll paste that little dude right in here. It's there. Okay. Now, one of the things you may want to have your contact form the last in your on your page. So let's move this embedded image up. Just on your little toolbar here, just click that up arrow, and there it is. Your image is now moved up, or your form is now moved to the bottom of your page. Okay. One other thing, and that's the end of our page build, but I wanted to show you one other thing, and that is you can reuse blocks. And if you go up to the block button on the top left here, you see you have reusable blocks. You can just highlight a block and you can save it as a reusable block. And then if you want to use it, you just click on the page wherever you want to put it. Go back to usable block, and let's say we want to put a table in there. It's just that easy. You can put a table in there. Okay, you can get rid of that block. Let's get rid of that. Now let's show you how you save one of those. Let's see. Here's this table. Let's if you can add, see, just select a table that or a block you want to save, and you can add that to reusable blocks. That's easy to do that, and then that will appear up in your reusable blocks. There it is. It's a test table. Okay. One other thing I wanted to show you is for your page. If you go up to the upper right hand side under document and visibility, it's now public. You can actually change that to a private page, or you can password protect it. You password protect it just by adding a password, and that's all it takes. Okay. One other thing I wanted to show you is how to use that custom gallery link, and we want to go back to let's save this as a draft, and we can go back to our we want to go to our media library, and let's go to our speakers, and we'll take this one right here. You notice that I have added a link here with the Gutenberg, or with the gallery custom links. You get this added capability on each image to add a URL here. And if you enter that, then on the page itself, you'll be able to click the image and go to that URL, where with just WordPress, you have to click on the underneath the image. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you today. Let's stop sharing here, and we can take any questions you might have. Thank you.